Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumsnoword.com. Welcome to this blisteringly hot day here in England. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play the best parts, what I think are the coolest parts of the song Strange Kind of Woman by Deep Purple, drummed of course by the legendary groove meister himself, Ian Paice. And I've got for you 2 pages of downloadable transcription you can get for free from my website. So find the link beneath this video and have this printed out in front of you as we go through this together. It'll make a lot more sense if you have this out in front of you as I explain the sections. And really we just got a couple of grooves and a couple of distinctive drum fills, and they really are very cool grooves and fills. But that makes up the majority of the song. So you've only got a few parts to learn, and really you've got the whole thing. Plus all the improvisation, which we talk about during the grooves. But really that's pretty much it, what I've got for you here. So we'll start with the first part, the intro drum fill. And it's kind of like a random set of snare drum and notes. I don't really hear any melody going along. It kind of fits with the guitar pattern, but Ian is sort of starting up high and sort of ending up sort of lower on the drums. That's sort of approaches it and puts snare drum notes in between in cool places. So you could be forgiven for not playing this note for note every time. I'm sure Ian never played this note for note. He improvised this drum fill every time he played it live, I'm sure. But here's what we got on the recording, best I can, because I'm sure Ian had multiple toms and also interesting setups with his toms later in his playing anyway, where he'd have 3 floor toms set up next to each other in a triangle, allowing him to do tom patterns that you and me would find difficult because we have to cross over our hands a little bit. But anyway, here's what I'm hearing on the recording. Starts with the crash cymbal, 1 triplet, 2 trip. So in triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. The entire song is in triplets. We're playing 1, 2, 3, but each of those beats is worth 3 notes. So we get 1 triplet, 2 trip, then up to the highest tom for the next 2 notes, lut 3, then back down to the snare drum, trip, lut, or left, right in this case, and then back up to the high tom for 4 trip, and then lut down on the snare drum. So that's a bit of a weird one, but really if I play it for you slowly, you can see how the hands are moving between these 2 drums. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplets. Second bar, start on the highest tom again. 1 triplet, and then down to the snare drum, 2 triplets, back up to the high tom for the same pattern again, 3 triplets, but then it continues over 3 triplets, 4 triplets. So we get 4 triplet at the end. Again, very random set of notes. Let me just play through those 2 bars. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. And that's what I'm hearing. I'll play it up to speed for you in a moment. That third bar, we get these stabs. 1 and 2 and 1, 2. So we're feeling the swung notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. We're not counting 1 and 2 and, we're counting 1 and 2 and. We're swinging the 8th note, 1 and 2 and 3. So 1 and 2 and. Then the last part, just Ian on his own, he comes in with this rather cool drum fill, starting with 2 snare drum notes played just before beat 1 on the high tom. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. I'm not even counting those notes, they're falling as close as I can before beat 1. But they have a certain groove to them. They're not quite just as fast as you can. They sort of feel like a triplet almost. It could almost be the last triplet note of beat 4. But I don't worry about that too much. You're sort of feeling it going into beat 1. And we get these quarter note triplets that happen later in the song, where we're still playing triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, but we're feeling or playing every second triplet note. 1 triplet, 2 triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet. It sounds complicated. It is kind of complicated, but when you look at it, basically, it's actually just playing every second note in the triplet. So nothing really crazy going on. And you don't have to really count it. You can sort of feel it. So we go to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet. If we want to try and count it out loud over the top, it can be a little bit crazy. And then from beat 3, he goes back to triplets. 3 triplets. 3 triplets. And I think these last 2 notes here, floor tom and medium tom in this case, are flammed. I haven't written it flammed on the notation, but it's more flammed than flat, but not a direct flam. So we get this distinctive dlum on the last note into our first groove. So slowly those bars, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4, 1. I should have said that beat 4 is completely rested. So let me now play for you that up to speed without the microphone so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. And I'm already dying here, just 5 minutes into this room and I'm already melting. So, next beat, next part, it goes at 9 seconds. It's the first 4 bars of the drum beat I wanted to show you, the main groove. And within these first 4 bars, we get sort of the variations that Ian is playing throughout the song. He's playing quarter notes on the hi-hat, slightly open. 1, 2, 3, 4. Snare drum on beats 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's shuffling with the bass drum, but not every time. So the first bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's how I count it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. Second bar, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And then the same way as we went into those quarter note triplets a second ago, into bar 3, we're playing 3 notes, a rough it's called, 3 note rough, blasting into a cymbal, crash cymbal in this case. And I'm not sure the sticking that Ian uses, but this makes a lot of sense to me. A lot of drummers use this sticking. I'm sure Ian probably did, but I think he's left-handed, so he would have played left, left, right. I'm going to play it right, right, left. Basically, it allows you to play 3 notes really fast, start on the right and end on the right. It just helps you to sort of maintain that right-hand lead. I'm just playing right, right, left. I mean, you could play it single stroke, but you end up playing it a little bit louder. It's a big movement to the crash cymbal. It's a little bit easier when you play right, right, left. Don't know why, it just feels more comfortable. So we get this 1, and I'm not going to count those triplets. They're not really a subdivision as per se. They're just rolling into the next beat. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then the last bar just to show you the 4th bar. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. And he does sometimes play the and 1 going into the next bar. So it's 4 bars slowly. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. And up to speed. So this next section occurs at 39 seconds. It's a part of the song that's that bit, and what Ian's playing underneath it. And what he's doing is he's maintaining the upbeat of the triplet with the bass drum. The hands are playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So very simple here, but the bass drum is playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It resolves. So don't lose the pulse with the right hand. That's your downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. The bass drum is simply playing just on the upbeats, on the ands of each beat. So let's hear those 2 bars up to speed. So then at 55 seconds, my favourite drum fill from the song occurs. It starts off with some relatively simple 8th note triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplets, right, left, right, left, right, left. But then we get this really cool triplet lick containing the fuddler dump. You might have heard me talk about this before. It's this famous lick. Right, left, right, bass. It's just right, left, right, bass, but it's all 4 notes linked together. You can get some cool stuff from it. That sort of stuff. So they're called the fuddler dump, or I call it the fuddler dump. just because that's how it sounds like, fuddle dump. Anyway, the point is that in this, we're playing it within an 8th note triplet, and that makes it a little bit harder because most people, including myself, hear that as 16th note triplets, not as an 8th note triplet with one last note at the end, as we'll see in a second, that we've still got to fill in. So it's probably easier if we just count it as 1 and 2 and 3 and. So we're counting 3 triplet notes and just doubling up into 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3. It loops with right, bass, snare. Right, bass, left. Now the trick is to feel it as a triplet. 1 and 2 and 3. 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 I'm sort of hearing eventually 1 and da 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 da. I'm hearing da 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 da. That's how you can sort of start to feel it. Initially, you've got to get it all smooth. But playing just like that on its own won't get you the lick. You have to play it in context. So what I try to do is play it with a drum beat, perhaps just play a whole bar of it. But make the drum beat shuffle so you can hear the triplet. So that went out of time with myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da. Hope that makes sense. It's hard to explain it. It's just easy if you sort of hear it in context. But understand it's just simply right, left foot, right foot, left. Right foot, left. That's the lick, but played within a triplet. 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So, let me just play that slowly for you. 1 triplet, 2 triplet. And a bit faster. And let's hear it up to speed without the microphone on so we can hear just the drums. So then at 1 minute 27, the whole band go into this sort of half-time feel. And I wanted to include this because it's got lots of cool little drum fills and licks. And this is going to take, would have taken probably the longest to explain, but I'm going to skip over a lot of things to presume you understand how to count a lot of these things, because otherwise we're going to be here all day trying to explain grouping of subdivisions within other subdivisions. It's easier if I just show you how to play it, and then you can take it away and practice it yourself from listening to the recording and listen to me actually playing it rather than explain it. As we'll see, it gets kind of complicated trying to explain these groupings, these nestled tuplets within tuplets. But basically what we're doing is we're moving into a quarter note triplet. So before we had the 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, a couple of the drum fills I showed you had the 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3, we were playing every second triplet. That's what we're going into with the ride cymbal. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. They're not counting that. They go into a new time of 3-4 or 6-4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But that pulse, hey, that pulse there, 1, 2, 3, comes from the previous section, playing the triplet every second note. I won't go into any further than that. If you don't understand that, that's fine. It's a complicated subject. You sort of just feel it. Sort of here going from section to section. So the first bar we get 1, and I'm going to count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even though I've written on the notation as quarter note triplets, I'm going to count it each of the right cymbal notes as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just to make it a lot easier for me to explain it to you. So we get, or count it, 1, 2, and 3. So there's a little ghost note there on the end of 2. 1, 2, and 3, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, or 3, 4, 5, and 1. We've got 2 little left-handed ghost notes going into beat 1 of the next bar. Then the next bar, we get this. 1, 2, and 3. 2 ghost notes there. 1, 2, left, left. 1, 2, and 3, and then 4 and you could play 4 and, but I think Ian would play 4 and In this case, 4 and 5 and 6. There's no right symbol on 5, by the way. It's 4 and 5 and 6. You could play, fill in that one gap if you wanted to, but Ian doesn't. He plays. So that first line, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 1. Next line, we sort of get this jazzy ride thing going on, very quiet in the mix. 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and then into triplets. So as we're counting 1, 2, 3, in this case, the second half of the bar, 4, beats 5 and 6 would be two sets of triplets. 5 triplet, 6 triplet. This is what I talk about. Just easy if you just sort of hear it rather than me explain it. Just easy to just show you these things sometimes. We're basically playing feeling that pulse, and we're going. We're just feeding triplets within that pulse. And I think that's all he plays. Simple as that. So we get 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6. It's half hard to count triplets at that speed. 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 5 triplets, 6 triplet, 1, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 6 triplet. It's a bit of a tongue tie thing. Then the next bar, bar 2, we get 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sorry, it's not 4 and this time. It's 4 and 5 and 6. Same idea as the bar above, but instead of, now it's same lick, just different orchestration. Third line, we get 1, 2 and 3 and then we go into, well, it's felt as the original triplets of the song from the beginning, but we're counting 3 and 4 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1. So 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Then the next bar, 1, 2 and 3 and it's 4 and 5 and 6 triplets. 6 triplet, beat 6 is filled with a triplet. 4 and 5 and 6 triplet, 1. And it's a bit weird with the orchestration, right, left, right. Your right hand's got to be quick to come back to the right symbol. I'm not sure how Ian did that on the recording. Maybe he used a different set of toms. It just feels unnatural. Maybe he went to the crash symbol with the left, because a lot of these bars sound like they're starting with a crash, but I think it's just Ian going to the right symbol, playing it a little bit harder. So anyway, here's what I've got. But I'd play. Then the last line, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then beats 5 and 6 are played as 16th notes. 5E yander, 6E yander. Groups of 4 there in each of the groupings of 3. Da 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 da. Then the last bar, a bit weird. We get 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and then 4 and 5 and 6. 5, 6. It's hard to count this. I'm changing the counting as I go along. 4 and. Let me just play it for you instead of trying to work out how to count these darn things. It's getting really hot now. So we get for that bar. Sorry about the slackness, but sometimes it's just easier if I just show you. So within those 4 lines there, 8 bars, we've got loads of cool ideas, all the different subdivisions moving around all over the place. Really good fun to play once you get it down. So let me play it for you slowly, then we'll do it up to speed. Bit sloppy there towards the middle. We'll do it one more time, perhaps a bit faster, then without the microphone on. Lovely stuff. A lot more fun if you're playing in context with the song. So before this lesson goes on way too long, let me play that up to speed for you without the mic on. And I'm done. Sorry to be all disgusting on camera for you. Forgive me. I haven't got air conditioning in this house. This is an English house, and we have sunshine for 2 weeks of the year. And yeah, the rest of the year we're freezing cold and it's dark and it's wet and everything. But then the 2 weeks where it's nice and sunny, we all die. And I look like this. So don't forget to download both pages of the PDF from my website. You can find a link beneath this video. And while you're at my website, you might consider signing up to become an online member. And what I offer for $97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. That's over 450 famous and popular songs now, where I teach you a song from start to finish. Every single beat and fill is included. Unlike this lesson, I teach you every single part. You get the fully transcribed drum chart. And I've got at least one of the deep purple. I've got Smoke on the Water at least up on the website already. And I'm sure I'll be adding more Deep Purple in the future as well. As a thank you for signing up, I give you access to hundreds of little videos teaching you many, many famous drum beats, fills and even solos. I'll give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous beats, fills and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday or dying of heat dehydration. So you've got plenty of stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, feel free to email me, robert@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, doodle pip and happy drumming to you.